the crazy and the wild. These are the wild tales. Real vet techs, real chaos.
Guys, welcome to Wild Tales, a show where we're gonna talk about the craziest, weirdest, strangest things we have seen in our veterinary careers. Once again, I am here with my folks. I got Walter, I got Sarah, I got Peter, and we are all credentialed veterinary technicians with a lot of experience, so there's gonna be a lot of crazy stories.
A lot of smart sitting here.
A lot of, yeah, that's debatable.
I don't know.
Oh my God. So today's episode, again, we're gonna get into some stories from you guys. We're gonna finish it after that with a question from the audience. And as usual, we're gonna go over some viral bites that you may recognize from our pages, our Instagram and our social media pages. So let's jump right into it. Sarah, I hear you got a good one for us today.
Wild tales.
Okay, all right. So, as you all know, we are veterinary technicians. All of us actually happen to have a background in ER. So,
Yeah.
we love emergencies.
We like adrenaline.
I've been saying it for
The
years.
adrenaline rush. So, there was one shift where there was a St. Bernard 20-week-old puppy that comes in. All right, he's already huge, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this
They're too
puppy
big.
comes in, walks in, and oh my gosh, he was bloated. He was a bowling ball, all right?
We know where
So-
this is going.
Yes, I start doing my vitals and I start kind of tapping, and I was like, Doc, I think this is a GDV. And she's like, no, because usually we don't see GDVs in pets that young, all right? All right, we see them in deep-chested dogs.
Chested.
And GDV
for those,
is bloat, right?
correct.
It's when their
It's
stomach
called
turns.
gastric dilatation volvulus. It's where their stomach flips, and it's very, very critical.
A very critical emergency.
You've got hours sometimes
Yeah.
until they could potentially
Very
die.
upsetting, yeah.
So, we take X-rays, and sure enough, this 20-week-old St. Bernard puppy had a GDV. So let's go to surgery, okay? So we get this patient in surgery,
Okay.
and as the doctor is, doing her thing and whatnot, I have to pass what's called a gastric tube. You pass this tube and it goes all the way to the stomach, and that's to empty the contents out of the stomach.
Gas,
Usually
yep.
it flows pretty well. It's basically, liquid whenever it comes
Kind
out.
of like pumping a stomach
It-
in human medicine, right?
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's so, all right, I love, this is my favorite part. I love doing it. It's very satisfying.
Oh,
yeah.
So, but I'm passing this tube and I'm not getting anything out. Like, what? Okay, and I'm trying, I'm like, Doc, I can't get it. I can't
see
get
what
this
You're getting
tube.
pressure.
Yeah,
You're-
I'm getting nothing, And so she has to open up this stomach, in order to see what's going on. She opens up the stomach and it is a whole kibble. All right, this dog had inhaled its kibble,
We got a food
had
blow.
not chewed it up at all. Okay. On top of that,
There's more.
there's more. All right. Whenever she opens up the stomach, full kibble, as well as live roundworms everywhere. Okay, for y'all, most of y'all that don't know what roundworms look like, they look like little pieces of spaghetti everywhere. And they're
There's no home
wiggling
preventative.
around, all right? Like, it was absolutely disgusting. So I'm in surgery and I'm, doing anesthesia. I can't pass the tube. So she is scooping kibble and live roundworms out of this dog's stomach.
What
all
did
right?
this smell
Sorry.
like in surgery?
Oh, the smell
I
of
could do
GDVs.
maggots, but not worms. And coming from the stomach.
I can't do maggots, so
I
that's
love
different
maggots.
from me.
Oh,
so
and the visuals yet again are incredible.
That
I
is
mean, that's gross. And why are we using a tablespoon? Oh
He's
my
sideways.
God. That is foul. That is
Wait,
foul.
it's the legit dinner spoon.
That is.
Yeah, it is literally spaghetti.
It's
All right,
a
hey.
spoon with spaghetti.
I hope people are eating while they're watching this. Honestly,
I'm sorry if you have a
we
weak
would,
stomach.
We
I
would,
should have
guys.
had a disclaimer.
Have a donut. And there's Walter. Yep, here we go.
Not
All right.
happening,
Oh
not
my
happening.
God, that is disgusting.
Not happening.
We're moving on to our next story, which is
Crazy.
going to be one from yours truly. Again,
Oh.
an emergency story as always. Now,
Well-
this is a case we see fairly common, especially in Colorado. Sometimes our dogs like to make friends with other animals that don't necessarily want to be our friends.
Not a good thing.
In this particular case, Meathead here,
Yes.
that's going to be his name, he wants to be anonymous, okay, decided to make friends with a porcupine. Again, a very common thing. Now, as you guys know, the quills of a porcupine, once they go in, they do not come out. They have these little
No
tiny
bark
burrs.
at all.
When it was all said and done, it took one doctor and 2 technicians well over an hour to move over 300 porcupine quills. Obviously, you guys know we have to sedate these patients. If you pull these quills out, it not only is painful, right, but if they break off, they can lead to infection and other complications. Not to mention that these quills are always in very compromised positions. Mouths, eyes, teeth, tongue, they're everywhere. So yet again, yeah, it's one of my most satisfying cases. I love
You know what's so cool about being a veterinary technician and working emergency? Regional emergencies happening. I live in the South. We don't have porcupines. If I saw that porcupine, like, what do we do next?
No, we see bufo toads.
Bufo toads, and you'd be like, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know what a bufo toad is.
Yeah,
Here, let's take a look. This is the actual case.
Those are huge quills. I've had porcupines, but not that big.
That is wild.
And again, you know, you can see the damage and how stuck they are. It's like they're almost cemented in there.
That is crazy.
Now, the
It
thing
is insane.
Afterwards, they come out of that with so much inflammation. That
So
you're
much,
just,
yeah. His face was even more meaty than.
Luckily, he was
Yeah.
sedated. All right.
pity.
This is why they asked to sedate your dog.
It is
Poor baby.
incredibly painful. So yeah, he left, he went home, and I'm pretty sure did the same. It's always the same
And did the
breeds
same
that do
thing.
this.
And they come
They
in
say
months
they
later.
learn. They never learn.
It's your big, meaty
No.
pit bulls that are always in for the
Keep your dog
dumbest
on a leash,
emergencies.
people.
They're the most
No.
curious
Dog
of
on
them
a
all.
leash.
Yeah, and honestly, they're my favorite breed. I'm not even gonna judge. Oh, let's move on to our next story. Peter, from my understanding, you've got a juicy one for us. You've got a juicy
so
one.
we're using the choice of words.
Yeah, we
man.
are.
Mine's also an ingestion one. I mean, it's gastric as well. Not to say that there was worms involved, but there was an item involved, of course. A 7 to 8 month old puppy, Labradoodle, comes in.
Of course.
I'm out.
The doodles.
Yeah, bye, Walter.
Yeah.
Comes in for your standard ovarian hysterectomy. What do we call that? We call it a spay.
A spay.
Dog comes in absolutely fine. Blood work's looking good. Everything's looking well enough. Pet's ready to go. Calculate the meds. Get the pre-med going. We do the injection. Everything's still fine. I come back to the cage. I see a hair tie. Okay, but wait. Then I notice it's not a hair tie. Yeah, it is an adult restriction device used for adult novelty play. So here's the thing. The spay happens, everything happens. We continue going forward. The doctor's in there, and you know she's running the bowel just to make sure there's nothing else in there and what have you. And there's no other devices or anything like that. The fun happens is when the owner comes in, and the doctor did not want to talk to the client.
No.
Guess who got to do it? I did. So I go in there with your standard Ziploc bag and say, man, look, we found this. We couldn't have had the better laugh of the entire day. She's taking pictures, she's showing her husband and the child sitting out in the back room. Can you step out for a second?
The child. Protect the children.
And this is not jewelry. Well, I mean, I suppose it could be.
Well, for anywhere from 4 to 7 minutes.
Oh my God. Yeah, listen, we all know, like, our dogs eat the dumbest, craziest shit ever, and it is pretty incredible. We should have a whole episode, a whole season
Of
on
what they
crazy
eat.
things that our pets
They're not
eat.
sorry. They're gonna do it again.
They
so
don't
just get
learn.
insurance.
They don't learn.
Stop
It's-
leaving stuff out.
Oh my God, please.
And it's your
always our
dog.
fault. Oh,
The
It's your
nastier, the
dog.
more they like
dog.
it.
yeah. All right, hey, Walter, what you got for us today? You got anything
All right,
juicy?
Let's stay on the road of ingestions.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I like this.
I'm working at a university. Great times. You got interns. You got residents, right? Doing their thing. Dog comes in. Foreign body. Cool. Great Dane. Not really surprised. Well, when the owners come in, I don't like to judge people, but I like to see how you come into the clinic. Oh my gosh. The 5 Series BMW, like nice BMW, whichever that high class. Guy has the sweater on, tied, the boat shoes. Wife has the Louis Vuitton purse. I can see the ring from the parking lot. Gonna be a great day.
Oh, okay.
We come in with this Great Dane.
You're building the case.
Dad
I
is
see it.
already like, you know, he has to look, Mom, like, I can see it. This is her dog. He's here to pay the bill. Cool. Dog has a foreign body. We put him on the x-ray table. Well, we find out it's a colonic foreign body, right? Like, it has already moved. And we're like, man, how did that move all the way to the colon without getting stuck in the small intestine?
Which that's generally good news.
That's
Once
good
it's in
news.
the colon,
It has-
It wants
We're
to
good
come
to
out.
go.
it wants to
Right?
come out, yeah.
So the resident She's like, I gotta do a rectal. I gotta see it. So she does a rectal. She's like, I feel it,
Serious.
right? So she starts to pull, and like it's pulling. It's like a magic trick. You know how the clown pulls the magic, and then it's like coming out, right, in one piece. So I'm sitting there with this resident, right, and she's like, Walter, this is cool, and I'm like, yeah, I've never. So of course, we put it in the sink, kind of wash it off. It is a Louis Vuitton blanket.
This dog has taste.
So
This dog
we
has
go in-
style.
We go into the room. This is the kicker. We go into the room and we show the owner, right? Both of their eyes light up.
Okay.
Like the wife runs out, grabs her phone immediately. She's hysterical. And I'm like, is everything okay? I'm like, this is a good thing. Like, we got it out. Like, he's like, yeah. My wife and her sister have not been speaking for the last 2 weeks because the one blamed the other for stealing the Louis Vuitton blanket, and it's been in the dog the entire time.
And that
2
that
weeks.
relationship was
For
mended.
2 weeks. And he was like, at least they can be cordial again. And I was like,
we are mending relationships for people and pets.
so now we call those case designer boo-boo.
Designer boo-boos.
Now
Oh
think
my
about
God.
it.
Came out whole?
Came out whole.
Now think about it. They do use real leather.
Yeah.
So it's essentially a rawhide.
It is essentially a rawhide, which we also don't recommend, but that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole other
And I
thing.
do want to say, right, if you guys know this, if something is coming out of your dog's hind end, please don't pull
never
it
pull
out.
it.
Pull it out.
Leave it to the
This stuff
professionals.
Gets
Yeah.
stuck, and if you're lucky enough, you will pull out something that's supposed to be on the inside of the dog, not
I've
the
seen it
outside.
happen.
And that was the reason we
Oh.
did the radiograph to make sure it was
And
entirely
you can't put it back
colon.
in.
No,
You gotta
cannot.
cut it
It's-
out.
It's
Yeah.
it's a whole nother
Never
emergency.
pull anything from the orifice of your animal.
Oh
whether
my
it's the
God,
mouth.
guys, let's get into a question from the audience, shall we?
Audience, we love
Yeah.
questions.
Let's
What
do
we
it.
got?
Hi, Vet Techs. What's the most common emergency you see day in and day out?
You know what, Walter? You said it earlier. We have regional stuff, so I want to hear some
We're gonna go
emergencies from your exact region.
Me and Walter are from the same region.
Of the,
No, we're from the
yes.
South.
Well,
You
we
guys got a couple though.
I've
You got a
some, I
couple.
some
Yeah.
stuff.
On my end,
Yeah, let's do it.
guy, this may be a Georgia thing. A coonhound got into a guy's distillery. His what he called his moonshine. He got into my stomp liquor, Walter. I was like, and this dog was drunk.
Okay, so we've got an alcoholic dog right now.
Yeah.
Sarah, you are from Texas. What is something we see in Texas?
I mean, it's not super interesting. I mean, snake bites.
Snake
Snake
bites.
bites.
Super
and
interesting.
95% of the time it's gonna be a copperhead.
Yeah.
Or cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth.
These are poisonous?
These are, yes.
They are,
they're
okay.
Venomous.
Venomous.
Hey, I'm
From
just
Colorado,
attacking.
just
we
don't even.
don't know. We
just-
got
just-
rattlesnake.
And the
We
thing
have
is,
some rattlers.
on the snakes though, being in Colorado, they have the more venomous snakes than we typically do
Right.
in the
But
South.
not as
rattlesnakes.
much.
They are often
Yeah.
treated.
Yeah.
They're everywhere in
Yeah.
Houston. They're everywhere.
Peter, tell us about some crazy Florida emergencies.
Oh, you know what? I think what I hear from the clinic across the street from us is quite literally, because I work dentistry, so I'm not emergency team. Ingestion of controlled one substances, which is going to be your fun drugs. You know, marijuana.
Your recreational.
yeah,
They smell- they
recreational.
love the
They love the
smell.
smell of it. And,
Yeah.
and you know what? The people they come in and they never. I don't know what they did. He eat it? Did he? And they never want to tell you. They never want to tell you that
Guys,
they got it.
and we're gonna make this disclaimer now, right? We are not gonna call the cops on you guys. Please just tell us what's
how
wrong.
to fix
Oh my
your
God.
pet.
Guys, listen, I'm from Colorado. We also get our weed ingestions. You all know how my state rolls. So, yeah, I mean, obviously our dogs like to have fun just like we do. Let's get into some quick viral bites. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
Yummy nibbles.
Who's up for the bites?
Oh my God.
I remember this. This video broke the internet.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That video got 53 million views on Instagram.
It
That's
broke
awesome.
the internet.
right.
Oh my gosh.
The audio from Pirates of the Caribbean where he's like, the black spot.
Yeah.
And he's doing the whole dance, to like get rid of the
Yeah.
suspicious, okay? Everybody knows if you saw the first part of that clip, all right, you see the black
Black spot.
spots on the dog's tongue, okay?
Yep.
It
Very
is,
common.
first of all, Very common,
Very common.
normal.
Normal.
Okay, it is just
Mucosal
pigmentation
yep.
Yeah.
of the tongue. Okay, but there is just this kind of common knowledge in vet med that, or common, I don't know, suspicion in vet med that we all love to make fun of it. And that is that if the dog has black spots, then it's gonna be naughty.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be.
And there is no studies to back that up
no,
whatsoever.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. But we like to make fun of it. Okay, we just, you know, we're technicians.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
And I remember her texting me and saying, should I take the video down? And I'm like, no.
Absolutely not. No,
I don't even
it's
ever
popping
take
Don't
off.
even touch it. It's like,
It's popping off. Guys, do we have another one?
do we?
Oh, and that is, yeah.
We know it's veg, so there you go.
Nicole, sorry about this. This is my first viral video, you guys. This one got well over 7 million likes, and well, let's just see what Nicole's hiding.
What is it?
Nicole
I
had just
think-
gotten engaged, and I asked her, are you guys trying to have kids at this point? Poof! And there's her. Her cat loves being in little tight spaces and hides there all the time. It's
These
fantastic.
cats, they love to be coddled.
Oh,
and
they
fed.
love to be coddled.
gotta
They love
love
it.
it.
They
Gotta
love
love
it.
a kitty.
Guys, that wraps up today's episode of Wild Tales. Thank you again
It was
for
a wild
being
one.
here.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
there was a
having
wild
us.
one for sure. Stay tuned for the next one. Let's see what we got on the next episode.
Got it.
Go it.
Hey.
What inspired me to become a vet tech? I think a lot of people start off really just loving animals, and whenever I turned 16, I got a job at a vet clinic, and from there I absolutely loved it. I have 1 dog, 2 cats, 1 bunny, 5 ducks, and 20 chicken, and a bearded dragon. What I think people are surprised by is the hardest part is watching the animals suffer. I know we get to help with relieving that suffering. That is the hardest part, is not being able to help them. One thing I think that every pet owner should know would be, if you have a dog, especially, the command, leave it. Dogs get into everything, so whenever they're puppies, whenever they're young, please teach them the command, leave it. So we don't have to see them for that, and it's expensive.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a little pressure now, sir.
Describing myself in 3 words: mother, positive, and funny. Yeah, humor, funny in general, I guess. I play tennis, and I'm a professional face painter as well. A lot of people don't know that. I am so excited that there is a show based on vet techs. Okay, there are plenty of reality shows and shows out there based on the veterinarians, which I love the veterinarians. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love my veterinarians. They're great, they're amazing, they're so smart, they're awesome. But we need a little bit of spotlight on the vet techs. So this is for the vet techs out there.
Where I actually lost my first rescue dog. He ended up getting diagnosed with lymphoma, and I got to spend about 5 days in the hospital with Tally. We ended up losing Tally after 5 days, but I watched all of the doctors, all of the technicians, all of the assistants just scramble around the hospital. It was a specialty ER center. I said, man, that's what I want to do with my life. I just saw the way that people work together for the greater good to help animals, and I was sold instantly. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. The dachshund Rudy is my soul dog, my little guy. The surprising part about a veterinary technician is that we do literally everything. We're the ones who are running anesthesia. We're the ones who are monitoring your pet to make sure that they're okay. I have to describe myself in 3 words. First and foremost, Dutch. Second, I'm gonna go with loyal. And third, I'm gonna go with comedian.
Dare, because they're never really sure when I'm gonna drop it.
The fact that I speak multiple languages, probably. We got Dutch, we got Afrikaans. I understand German. I am still working on Spanish. That's definitely a hidden talent or a hidden skill.
Everybody going under the skin, see we get to the
Wild Tales grabbed 4 veterinary technicians. And I think it's the first show that is actually running with veterinary technicians, right? Kind of highlighting what we do. We finally get to shed some light on some of the stories that we see. It's getting to work with the Dog TV crew. Like, it's been so much fun.
The thing that inspired me to become a veterinary technician goes far back. This is back in 2010 when I first started working at Petco. I got so sick of seeing people come into pet stores and asking like, what's best for my pet? What should I get? And I decided I should go back to school. I went back to school, decided I wanted to be a veterinary technician, and here I am helping pets every single day. The thing I think people would be surprised about the most about becoming or being a vet tech is you probably don't get paid a lot. It doesn't mean anything to me because we put so much more value in caring for pets than anything else. We are in this industry solely for the purpose of making pets and their lives so much better. I've got 2 dogs. I've got a numerous amount of chickens. I've got more cows than I can count. I've got horses. I would honestly say energetic, enthusiastic, and energy absolutely out of control. My hidden talent would probably be just being a superhero to my family. Like, I'm always at home. I'm always with the kids. And that's honestly what my superhero is. Wild Tales is bringing what we do every single day, and it's showing everybody what it is, because what you know in an emergency clinic for humans is the same exact stuff that's happening in an emergency clinic or veterinary medicine for animals. We're saving lives, and we're doing it in the most absolute, like, most amazing way, and giving back to our communities.
It was just my love for animals. I think starting at a younger age, my grandmother had a farm, and living on that farm, or visiting her on that farm, I was just imploded with all these different animals. Going through school or whatnot, I tried to figure out like what pathway I wanted to take. And at first it was like, hey, be a veterinarian. But in my program, there was also a veterinary technician or technology program, and it had all the animals. And I was like, why is everybody outside in that program? Like, why aren't we there? They were like, oh, that's the veterinary technician. They are like the hands-on nursing type of deal. And I was like, okay, well, I think I want to change my major and go that direction. That's kind of where it started. And I ended up getting my specialty and taking it to the next level of credentialing as a specialty technician in emergency and critical care. And like, we got a wall of about 20 tarantulas, 2 tortoises, 6 axolotls. Oh yeah, the cat who is currently scratching at the door, 2 dogs, a pitty and a corgi. So yeah, we got a little bit of a zoo over here. Something of a life of vet tech, it's a lot of hours. It's definitely a lot of hours. It takes away a lot of your time, and it's a lot about the dedication. You never know, you may think it's like a 9-to-5 type of deal, but there are always situations where a pet is coming in, and you never know if it's an emergency or if it's just, trying to give an extra helping hand to someone who may be getting off late for traffic. And one thing pet owners should know in this time right now, that pet care is expensive. That is one of the biggest things. Get pet insurance, get into your pet plans, and know the difference between each one is relatable. Everything helps. I would say loyal, funny, and charismatic. I'm like champion bass fisherman. I love fishing. Like, that's my thing to do. If I can be on the water, like, that's my... Wild Tales is like the greatest thing ever because I want to be a part of this event. We've always shared these things within the clinics or with families and friends, and people like, you guys are making this stuff up. And we're like, we can't make this stuff up. So being able to like actually put it out there and have a group of us together and be like, so being a part of that endeavor and giving it out to people in so many cool facets is just awesome. So gearing up for Wild Tales, gotta love it.